Today we just got our brand new Bowflex MaxTrainer M5. And this is what it looks like. Just showed up, shipped freight, 2 very large boxes, and we're going to get this thing put together. Now, because this is real life, I'm going to be putting this together in the bedroom that it's going to be set up in. It's not going to be put together in some sanitized, white-walled shop or studio someplace. This is going to be the real deal. And here's what the Bowflex MaxTrainer M5 looks like, all packed up. Just opened up these boxes. Very well packed, very secure. You'll see that the larger section is mounted to this wooden board here. This is very important. You'll see that again later. And that's what we've got for right now. So let's get these parts out of the box and get this thing assembled. Quick pro tip here, anytime you get a piece of equipment or furniture that has parts like this on a blister pack, only take out what you need as you're assembling it. Don't scatter all the pieces. The first thing you have is this metal plate that supports the back legs of the device. It attaches with those 4 bolts. As you can see, the legs come down to the ground. We're not attaching it to the base yet, and you can see the larger part with the fan attaches to that wooden board. That's just for shipping and stabilization until you get it mounted to the bottom frame piece here, and we're going to do that next. 4 simple bolts attach those 2 legs and the entire front fan part to that lower frame, and that's it. Very simple. You just have to remember that you had to screw that off of the wooden board that it came with. Don't worry, you'll see that wooden board again in another project in the future. With those 2 parts mounted, you can see the internal guts a little bit here of the M5, but this all is going to be covered up with a plastic shroud, and I've got that plastic shroud right here. I'm going to go ahead and attach that. All it does is it just slips on at the bottom and screws on with one simple screw at the tops, and that will be a Phillips head screw. Once you've got that panel on, you just have to go ahead and slide these 2 round covers on each side with the legs attached to the body. With those simply popped into place, I'm going to call these the pedal leg supports. So those got to go on next. And those will be riding right along these rails here, or what I called the rear legs earlier. They attach up here at the top to this spindle, and then they ride along those rails down there at the bottom. Hopefully that made some sense, because here you can see they are attached. Again, they just slide on at the top, and then those rollers just rest on those legs at the bottom. And those will be moving up and down as you pedal the Bowflex MaxTrainer M5. Pretty simple. Give you a little view there. Up here at the top, at that spindle, you will have a screw that holds that in place. And we're going to do that right now. Go ahead and screw that bolt on in there, and then you'll just cover it up with the provided cap. That just slips on. Very easy. Next, we've got what I'm calling the pedal attachments. Those bolt on with 2 bolts apiece, and they slide in right down here at the bottom. I'll go ahead and get those slipped into place, and then we're going to get them bolted into place. Right here. Okay, I went ahead and lined all those bolts up so that I could show you how these 2 pedals attach. They just slide in, and as you can see, the bolts just slide right through, from the outside to the inside, on both sides. Remember, you're going to have washers and lock washers on each one of those bolts. So just keep that in mind. So far, this process has been extremely simple. The pedal covers come in 2 parts. You have a base plate there, and then you have an external cover plate that just slips into place. The bottom bolts on, the top just slides into place. It's to be designed for easy cleaning. Those will be bolting on right there. 4 bolts per pedal. Pretty simple. But I guess I keep saying that, don't I? 4 small bolts on each of these pedal covers, and then these slip right into place, and those just kind of sit there. Those don't bolt in or anything like that. Just the bottom piece bolts in. There we go. And like I said, those are designed to be removed for easy cleaning if you get too much sweat or something like that in there. Let's move on. Well, you can't really have an elliptical trainer without the arms, and these are the arms. These attach right up here. 3 bolts for each arm. You just got to get them lined up. And this is the only part that takes a little bit of balance if you're doing this all by yourself. So I'm going to get these lined up, and then I'm going to show you exactly how this works. Okay, I got these lined up but not tight, and as you can see with the R there, one of them is marked R for right, the other one will be marked L for left. And as you can see, those 3 bolts slide through into the lock washer and then into the device itself, so it's firmly supported. Getting these tightened up is a piece of cake. Next we have the console that has the heart rate monitor grips attached to it, and this is going to be attached or mounted on the Bowflex trainer right up here. Now this has got a wire, so you kind of got to pull the wire out first. It mounts right there. Now there's a wire in there, you got to pull that out first. It's attached with that zip tie. You can cut the zip tie, just don't cut the wire. And then you just pull the wires out of the bottom of that console with the hand grips on it. And those just very simply slip together. It's just a very simple electronic plug, and you'll be good to go. Okay, with that in place, I'm going to go ahead and swing around here to the front and show you exactly how that mounted. Those 2 bolts right there, straight into the frame. And again, like I said, underneath there is where that wire is. It's all internal wiring at that point. And you can see there's 2 bolts here in the back as well. Now we're almost done. All we have to do is run power to this thing. So the power cord here attaches to the front of the MaxTrainer. And this is the only design thing that I do not like on this. I really wish it came out the back or had internal cabling through that bottom frame. So I'm going to run that out. I'm actually probably going to run that along that frame, zip tie it. Well, why don't I just go ahead and show you. There we go. Went ahead and ran that wire along the frame, kind of hidden underneath it, secured in place with a couple zip ties, and then out the back of the trainer. Design-wise, coming out of the front of the trainer is fine if you're facing the wall, but mine's facing a TV on the other side of the room, so it doesn't serve a purpose coming out the front. I guess at this point I should probably mention, that's it, we're done. The Bowflex MaxTrainer M5 is completely assembled and in the room that it is going to be in for a long time to come. Overall, I got to say that this is a solid build. I did a lot of research before I purchased this piece of equipment. In its price range, it's not the cheapest one out there, so you got to make sure it's exactly what you want. All the hardware for this build is top of the line. I didn't have to use any Loctite on anything. Anything that needed Loctite was actually already pre-Loctited. Nothing felt like it was going to strip out. All the material was very sound, and I'm very happy. If this video has helped you at all, I'd really appreciate a thumbs up like, and I'll see you next time.